Papillon had been locked in solitary confinement for 365 days. A year of torment was enough to break anyone's spirit. Papillon received only half a bowl of soup every day. His body was so emaciated it was barely recognizable. Just when he was on the verge of giving up, half a coconut unexpectedly appeared in his food container. It was a secret supply sent by his friend Louis, who risked his life to deliver it. With this small amount of nourishment, Papillon desperately began exercising because as long as he was alive, there was still a chance to escape from prison. However, those fleeting moments of hope didn't last long. The food delivery man was beaten to death by the guards. The prison warden tortured him to reveal the mastermind behind the supplies. In order to protect Louis, Papillon chose to remain silent, paying a high price. His food rations were halved, and the ventilation hole in his cell was sealed shut. As the metal plates were nailed down, the last rays of light disappeared. Time seemed to stand still. There was no difference between day and night. Everything felt hollow, endless. A normal person in such absolute darkness would break in 3 days and lose their sanity in a month. Hallucinations began to erode his mind. He saw his lover smile, then saw a clown offering him a cigarette. To avoid madness, he forced himself to practice unlocking in his mind, imagining each gear turning, fighting against the despair. Papillon spent 2 years in that dark isolation cell. He was dragged out like a pale corpse. He exchanged 2 years of hell for Louis's safety. When Louis apologized with guilt, Papillon just smiled, for the fire of revenge never dies. Papillon was determined to take Louis and escape with him. On a Sunday, the warden showed a movie in the yard to entertain the politicians. This was their blind spot. Papillon allied with 2 other prisoners and asked Louis to drug the guards, but the plan never went as expected. The lively movie screening was suddenly interrupted by a thunderstorm. Torrential rain hindered their escape route. In desperation, a lightning strike caused a power outage in the entire prison. Fate opened a crack. In the darkest moment, darkness became the best cover. The 4 of them rushed to the watchtower on the outer wall of the prison. Facing the 5-meter-high wall, Papillon jumped down without hesitation. Louis followed behind, but tragically he broke his leg. They all wanted to leave the burden behind, but Papillon firmly refused. He lifted Louis and ran swiftly through the mud. At the edge of the sea, they found the boat they had bribed earlier. Without a second thought, they struggled to board the small boat, then rowed desperately into the raging sea. The prison behind them began to recede. However, they didn't know that an even greater danger awaited them ahead.